Here we go again. Space engineers, survival, fresh start. So it's a little dark, but I will attempt, even if you probably can't see it. We landed on the ice lake to the southeast um, and drove around a bit, finding some stuff, some deposits, mined some stone to make some stuff, found two satellites, two drops, the unknown signals, and ground them up. Now, I've given myself the elite tools because time. Time. Time is a thing. But we're going to go through some basic things to do to your rover that you start with that can really take a bit of the edge off. So, I kind of blew up my ore detector, so to show you this, I gave myself another one. Whatever. So, these ore detectors start at 25-meter range. Turn it all the way up. That helps find ore deposits. Go to your interior lights, go down here to radius, and turn it all the way up. Both of, both of them. Turn the fall off all the way up. Your corner lights. Same thing. Oh, look at that. You can see now. Because usually you land and it gets dark pretty quick before you have a chance to like throw up a solar panel or anything. So yeah, just those two alone can save you a lot of headache. So your antenna is only set to 100 meters. You can actually turn that off if you want to save power on your little rover. Or you can turn it all the way up to help broadcast the ore detection signals to other people, but that's a lot of power for this little rover, so we're just going to turn it all the way down. The beacon, on the other hand, we're going to turn that all the way up because it requires no power and it'll let us find our rover. So I know that was pretty quick, but if you go through and you do all those things, your start is so much nicer. Look at this. We can actually see now. It is a little bright, but that also means we don't need to use our headlights. So we can save power there. Um, we don't really need these spotlights because the corner lights do a decent job. So you can take those apart when you need to. They have a grid in them, or they have large steel tubes in them, which you cannot make right away. So first thing you're going to want to do is find a relatively flat spot, which I did not, but whatever, we'll work with it. And you're going to want to make yourself a basic assembler. And what I like to do is start with a little tiny platform like so, and put it just kind of right, yeah, facing you so the yellow is towards you. Now, you gotta go and put parts into it. I'm still working on this part, but I should have turned the truck around. But there is a build queue, build planner, and what you do is you mouse over what you want to build. So basic assembler. You can click on it, and you can press the middle mouse button to add it to the build planner. And 80 computers, 20 steel plates, 4 displays, 10 motors, 40 construction components, 60 steel plates. Okay, so you can go in and find all those manually, but withdraw components for build planner. Cannot withdraw computers and steel plates. Okay. So I need computers and more steel plates. We'll put in what we can, and we'll go make some computers. So you go in here to production, and first thing you're going to want to do is mine stone and put it inside the survival kit that I'm interacting with, in the back of the rover or wherever it happens to be on your drop pod. And then you're going to make some ingots. You see I've queued up a ton of ingots. But I've also queued up way too many things. And we need computers. So we're going to queue up some computers. That's plenty. And you can see we're missing iron. Iron is your kind of your gateway at the beginning here. So getting a few things up at the base so you can get your refinery going and actually use real iron is going to be a great boon to you. So what we're going to do is we're just drill a hole behind our frame here. We're actually going to weld our frame up a little bit just in case we clip into it. And you can mine wherever you want. Doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this for ease of use. I have a mod that automatically picks up stuff. So I don't have to do this and then look at each rock and push F. Highly recommend. Alright, so we need to stick this stone into there, and you can hear it going brr brr. So it's making ingots out of the stone, and it's going to attempt to make computers once it runs out of stone. And it's going to run out of stone very quickly. So what I should do is get rid of all this stuff, and the next thing we're going to build is a basic refinery. And the basic refinery has yellow connectors, large connectors, or conveyors, excuse me, large conveyors on each side. The basic assembler only has connector or conveyor on one side. So we're just going to put it in a line there. And since we have some steel plates, we're going to dump them in there. Okay, so back to mining stone. Super awesome. So this is the other reason we've given ourselves the elite tools. It just saves so much time. If you are playing for realsies, try and find some silver and make yourself the tier 2 tools. They are leaps and bounds better than the basic stuff. Almost full. There we go. Ugh, which way's out? Oh, come on, jetpack. Work with me here. There we go. So we're going to check our supply of computers where it's producing them now. So we're going to shift those in front of our ingots. So it will make as many computers as it can right now to keep the stone going. So that's all well and good to start slapping some stuff down, but we're going to need one more thing. We're going to need some power. Well, since we're on an Earth planet, we're going to go with a wind turbine. Wind turbines are great. And I need steel plates. Give me a steel plate. Thank you. So, what do we got in the truck here? Do we have any steel plates? Do we have any computers in the... No, not in the cockpit. What do we got? Lots of computers. But now we need some more steel plates so we can start working on the wind turbine. So we go to production here. Because having these things is wonderful, but without a way to produce power, it's not so good. So we're going to need girders, computers, motors, interior plate, all sorts of goodies. So it looks like we need interior plate to start this. I'm going to the connected inventory button right here, and you can grab stuff from anywhere in the vehicle as long as it fits through the conveyors, which of course it doesn't. So we'll go back around to the back. And we'll get some interior plates, just a whole bunch. And for now, unable to place. It's clipping through the terrain. Okay. Now, you can quickly change all this stuff later, but I guess we'll put it on top of... Yeah? No? Not allowed? Do I need girders to place it? No? Has to be on a frame, huh? That doesn't support. Okay. I'm going to steal some more steel plates. Oh, there's one block down here. So we can get some vertical clearance to place our wind turbine. Now, this actually takes priority over everything else, because without power, we can't do anything else. So, we're going to look and see what we got. We got some construction components. We don't need any of that other junk. We're also going to look around on the vehicle here to see what, if anything, has girders in it. Because we may not be able to do anything until daytime without some girders. Because I do not believe, or maybe it can. It can make girders. And I need 24-ish, so we'll do some of that. Girders just need iron, so we should be fine. I'm going to go into our build planner here and cancel that, and we're going to add a wind turbine so we can pull all the stuff with one buttons. Okay, it doesn't have interior plates. I have a bunch of interior plates. I'm going to recharge my jetpack fuel since I'm trying to fly around. And see what we can weld up here. There we go. There's our wind turbine. And that only needs a little bit of stuff. That needs some computers, which we do not have. So we're going to go back to our build planner. Then we're going to go to basic refinery. And add it to the build planner. And from here, this button will add them to the production queue. So we'll go into production and we will move our... hell, I guess we'll just remove the ingots for now. And we will start pumping ingots out again at the end. And while that's cooking all that, guess what you get to do? Yep, you guessed it, more stone. Now, we just got another unknown signal spawn. So we'll get a bit of stone here. Alright. Whoa, come on game. Already full. I'll go drop this off in the rover. Well, looks like that signal just hit the mountain too hard and blew up. That sucks. Because those are kind of nice to salvage. I mean, we could go look for it, but it's nighttime, so chances of actually finding that tiny thing 2 kilometers or whatever it was out and where it rolled to, not very good. Alright, so hopefully our stuff should be done. And we will take all components for the build planner. Missing steel plates. We put quite a few steel plates into it already. So there we go. There's our basic refinery. And it should have enough power. So if you have any material, like real ore, you want to put it into any connected cargo container. And it will start automatically pulling and producing it. If you want to shift the order around, you can shift the order around. So now that this thing is producing ferrite, which is our kind of our holdup, and you take some of this and put it in there, and you can start seeing the production queue stop making ingots and start making parts again. But our build planner, we're done with the basic refinery. And I believe we just need computers. So we're going to cancel all that and make some more computers. Oh, it has 90 computers. So we're good there. So that is our basic assembler finished, but you'll notice that there is no interaction point on the basic assembler. So for now, we're going to have to interact with it through here, and you can see it in the connected inventories list, basic assembler. So at this point, I could completely tear down my ship, which I may do, but that takes a while, so I might do it off camera. Next step here is obviously to feed it more. But the point of the basic assembler is it can make some stuff like large steel tubes, metal grids. It can make stuff that the survival kit in your little truck can't make. So it's important to get it up and running quickly. Now, you want to keep your respawn point. So if you are going to break your truck down, you need to be able to rebuild your survival kit in the back here. Just in case you jetpack too hard into something. So we may do that. Don't know. There are a lot of parts and pieces in the truck here, but increasing the range of the ore detector, driving around, increasing the lights when it gets dark, all very important, just for an easier start. And then as you're going around, and before you have, a base beacon, wherever you build your base, and wherever you find, deposits in the world, hit tab, bring up the GPS here, go to new from current position, and then rename it whatever you want it to be. This one is base. And these you can toggle on and off, like show on HUD will hide the icons so you don't see them just from looking around. You can also push H to change the signals, so it'll show these squares, and you can hold Alt to see what they are. So, and if you push H enough, you can turn all the signals off. So that's what the GPS base always visible is for. So you can see that, well, you can see that this iron deposit does not have a marker on it, but the base does. It just says base. So a little washed out from all the light, but whatever. So under GPS, that's what always visible means. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to tear apart my truck, and I'm going to put up the survival kit, then work on a cargo container, which would be the next step. So if you watch this and all of this, thanks for watching.